This is Lance from Lance's Vlog, and I'm back with another video. This one's a good one. The customer has done a lot of good stuff on the car, and he brought it to me just to do some cleanup work and some tuning and just go through the car in general and do some things that I think that I would recommend versus anything else. So the customer has this Toyota 4Runner, beautiful truck, wrapped, nice setup. He's a Dodger fan. It's got this Sony 10-inch or 9-inch, whatever it is. This Tony Big Dog. I originally talked to him about it, and he was asking my opinion on the Sony ES, and I said that's a very good piece to go with. It's got good tuning. It's a good radio. It's probably one of the better radios on the market when it comes down to it. And then he went out and got Museway amps. I'm excited to work with these amplifiers because I have yet to do their amplifiers by themselves. I've tuned a few DSPs, but the actual amplifier by itself, those are really cool. He's done some cool work. I'm probably going to straighten up some of the wiring. Actually, I'm going to straighten up all the wiring that I see, because what he basically did was he did a lot of the wiring as a high-level input, and personally I'm a low-level input guy when you have that Sony radio, because you can do a lot of tuning. We're going to go through and clean up all the wiring here. We're going to take this fuse off here and fix it, not have a double-sided tape there. We don't want that to be there. We're going to fix that for him. Then we're going to fix all the wiring here, get rid of some of these zip ties, go through everything, and then make sure it's all good. When we're done, wrap it with the right wiring and make it look, like something that people would want to see, because it's pretty good right now. It just has to be the next level. So we're not going to change anything as far as wiring goes. We're just going to clean up some of the wiring, make sure it's all the way it should be, and then remount the radio, get the dash back in, and then redo some tuning on it. We're also going to do some front speakers. We're going to do some Hertz. We're going to use the stock locations here and here. So this should be a fun one. So I'm not going to film everything because the car's already apart, but we're going to try to get as much of it done from the standpoints of just the way it's set up. So stay tuned, next level. So we're getting down to the nitty-gritty of it. This car is pretty challenging because we had to, it's not that it's really hard. The customer did a lot of the good work for us, but there's things in the system that we had to do that we generally are prepared for. So, like for instance, this speaker here. So the speaker that was in here, the customer came in and he had kicker speakers, which you can see in that door right there, 6x9s in there. So when he upgraded to the Hertz speakers, we didn't have a template of this actual speaker. So what we had to do is we had to actually make one. So now we made a piece out of acrylic. We've already tapped it. We still got to put the hardware in it, and we still got to wire it with quick disconnects. But he did a lot of the work himself, and he did a really good job. It's just that with the 6x9s, sometimes it's easier when we actually have the bracket to confirm the size and make sure we have everything for it. But it's not bad. So he's got good sound deadening treatment on the car. He had a 3-inch in the top here. We just put a tweeter up there. We actually did the crossovers under the seat. Oops, mess. We did the crossovers on the seat. You probably can't see them right now, but I'll try and take a picture of that and send it to and put it up here as post. And then we got the amps wired up right here. Well, we're pulling them out obviously, and it's KS series. It's not bad. It's just a question of what you want to do. So that's like a Midler. So we did elected to go with the tweeter at the dash, and we're gonna do the Hertz like you can see there. And then we already got the dash back together. We added the USB. And we're going to use this radio to kind of adjust everything based on what we have. Wiring's done. As far as this is here, we got some gain settings to do and some other wire we got to go through, but otherwise we're getting pretty good. He did a pretty good job overall. We just got to make it sound as good as what he's already put into it. As far as wiring and energy, we still got to finish the amp mount, and we still got to do some other little knick-knack stuff. But we're getting there. It'll be right when we're done. We'll tune it based on what we got going on. We got to get those rear hatch speakers hooked up to the actual radio, because I ran wires, but I failed to hook up the wires. So I got to fix that, and then we'll go from there. But it's getting there. So we got the door speakers put in, the new driver, with some SoundScan rings on them. We got to put the door panel on. Both sides are already done. And then we got some basic adjustments to do and some tuning, and also got to finish the battery. But otherwise, this car's gonna be good sounding. It's using Museway amps. Right now they sound pretty good, but we're getting there. We're getting somewhere. The car should sound good once we get to the EQ and all that good stuff. So stay tuned. So we got the 4Runner wrapped up, we got the door panels back on. We did use the factory radio to tune it all. Let's see, we did a bracket for the fuse holder right here. There's a fuse holder bracket mounted, and we also did a sub connector for him. He said, oh, he wanted 2 connectors, so what we did was we get 2 quick disconnects for him. Here's the second one, so you can unplug it from here versus unplugging it from there. The amps wind up under the seat, not a big deal. All the amps lined up there. We had to do a step up just to bring it up. That's his amp rack. So everything's under the seat here. If you look at the EQ, let me get this. If we go into the equalization here of the radio, we go home. We can actually see. Let's go back here to sound, and we go to advanced parametric EQ. You can see we went in there and we did changes on the parametric EQ. We tuned it based on that. It's not bad. The only reason I didn't do the subwoofer is because the subwoofer can't handle what we're doing to it, so he needs to upgrade his sub. So the car turned out really nice. It sounds decent, sounds really good for something that's got a basic EQ for Sony. So if you got a basic system and you want to upgrade it, it's not a bad radio. I like it. Stay tuned for the next one.